Tactical Tuesday today. We are going to be talking about how to create an infinite number of products and services that you can take to your hungry customers, and it's time to get started. Yes, welcome to Tactical Tuesday. My name is Russell Pearson, and it is an absolute pleasure to have you and your company, whether it be here live or whether it be in replay. I would love to get some comments, hopefully about questions that you've got or things that you would like for me to touch on, or things that you'd like me to elaborate on. We can put it in the comments, and I'm more than happy to have a conversation with you. So I'm really looking forward to it. Today we're going to be talking about how to design an infinite number of products and services for our businesses. And ideally, this is not just a whole bunch of crazy products and services that we really shouldn't be making. These are useful products and useful services that people are really, really crying out for. Now, you'll see in the picture for this event, I've actually put diet water because maybe that's a product we're not crying out for. I'm sure someone somewhere has actually asked for that product and therefore it's hit the shelves. But the process that I'm going to be showing you today is all about problems and how you solve those problems. So the concept around an infinite number of products and services that you might want to actually create is very much around, are there problems that you solve that then create new problems? Now, that might sound a little bit woogly. That's right. But let me explain. So let's say that you want to talk about farms, all right? So I'm literally making this off the spot, right? So we want to talk about farms. And so what we're going to do is we're going to put an ebook out there, or maybe it's a small consult or something about how to run a farm, okay? We then show people how to run a farm, and they pretty much never need us ever again. Okay, so instead of like starting at the end, which is ideally, people talk about starting with the end in mind, but when it comes to products and services, we want to work people through a number of steps to actually get them to their ultimate outcome, because that's a better way to actually serve people rather than just giving them something big and a final solution that potentially they're not ready to use. Actually working them from where they are and actually meeting them where they're at, and then stepping them through to the greatest expression of the delivery of that problem solved. Right? So instead of saying how to run a farm, you might start with why to buy a farm. All right, you start there. So you're capturing people at that point in time where they're considering it. Right? So you're helping them solve the problem for them in their situation. Does it make sense for them to buy a farm? All right, so that's the first problem. So they've gone, all right, tick, yes, it does make sense. Or you've solved their problem, they've gone, no, it doesn't make sense, I'm going to leave the idea alone. But if they do want to continue, the next problem you've created by actually solving that first problem is, okay, how do I buy a farm? All right, so then there's the process of working through the steps to get into a position to be able to buy a farm. All right, so they know how to buy a farm, but now one of the things that's come up during that process is they now need to get finance. So how to get finance to buy a farm? And so there's 3 different independent services that you can create for someone before they've even got the farm. So, and it continue on. So I've now got finance. All right, what do I need to do to process or to buy the best farm? All right, so what's the process I need to actually go and find a farm that suits me and my needs and actually works me through that process? All right, so that's 4 steps already before you even get them to how to run a farm. And then when you get to that part, it'll be broken up into stages. I'm starting a farm. How do you go about developing it? What do you do from the middle? How do you go about selling the farm on the other side of it? Right? How do you go about engaging your family if that's the sort of farm you're running? So the process is what it's all about. So the infinite number. So think about you in your business. What is your specific process? Now, I'm going to hopefully see that this is the right way around, and Lindsay's going to let me know that it is. Does that say P1? Right? Because P1 stands for problem 1. What is the first problem that people come to you with? Now, they might meet you at different points along the spectrum, and you can help all those different people. But you start at the start. What is the first piece that people are going to struggle with? All right. For me, it's that people don't know what to do next. All right. They're not sure of where they're at. Sometimes they're a little overwhelmed. They can't see the forest for the trees. They need help with getting clarity. So the first problem I solve is about getting clarity. Where are you and what are your opportunities? And that's a large part of the strategy. Now, once they solve that problem, they need to move on to problem two. So I now have clarity. I now have all my options. The next stage could be like choosing an option. So we go through the process of actually looking at each of the different opportunities there, and saying which one of these is going to suit you, your lifestyle, and what you want to be doing long term. So because of the experience, 200 odd business groups as far as industries that I've worked with over 25 years, I've got the experience to actually know all the different business models and say, all right, based in this business model, this is what you can expect to get. This is the lifestyle you can expect. Now, you can break the mold, but on average, right? So that's what you can expect. So the next thing could be actually helping them through the process of making that decision. Now then I go, all right, now they've made the decision, they know where they want to go forward. All right, what are the tactics I need to put in place? What are the actual steps to make that happen, to make it a reality? So already there, I've got 1, 2, 3 problems that I solve, and then the P also stands for products. So 1, 2, 3 products that I ideally can sell to help people through that process. Now, I know that at the other end, what they're actually trying to do is build a business that they want to grow, that they love, and eventually will either look after them or they will sell. Okay, that's the end result of the work that I'm doing, but I'm starting them in a process usually where I find them, which is in overwhelm. Now, I might want to go back here and actually start starting a business, but that's not really the work I want to do. I want to start with people who are already in motion. So they've started, which means they're action takers, which is what I want to work with, and now they're stuck. All right, so they've started and then they've got stuck. How do I get people out of that overwhelm? And then how do I move them to actually finalizing the decision so they know their opportunities, what decision they're going to make, and then creating the path for them so they know what the next steps are. So that's before I even get into the detail of, all right, how you're going to build your sales system, how you're going to build your marketing system, what's going to work with your innate strengths and your innate talents to be the best system for you, all right? And the point of that is that you don't go wasting energy trying to be everyone else and trying to copy everyone else, because everyone else is not you, which means that they have different things they're really good at than you. You'll have other things that are really good at, and that's what we bring to the mix. What are the things that you love doing, and what's the sort of lifestyle that you want to live, okay? So what is the first step? When you've come across your ideal customer, what is the number one thing, the number one problem? And I don't mean big problem. I could look at this and go, all right, the number one problem that I'm addressing is how to grow my business. That's a bigger instance. But what I normally find is that people are actually stuck. Yes, they want to, but they can't even move forward no matter what I suggest, because they're not ready to take that step. They've actually got to get out of that overwhelm first. Coffee is great. Thank you. So how do you move out of the overwhelm? And then how do you move to the next step? And then the next step after that? Now, you might be, let's say, an accountant, okay? I'm always talking about accountants for some reason, but you might be an accountant and you want to, meet people where they're at. So they will usually come in at a critical state, usually have changed. So let's say it's a business accountant, they've started their business, they suddenly realize all the responsibility and all the things that they have to do. So we'll meet them there. And we go, all right, we'll help you get all that in order. We'll get your foundation set. We'll get all the structure, de-risk you as a business, and then you're ready to move forward. Then they can actually say, all right, we want to grow. They can be part of that conversation. How do you actually go about, where do you spend your money? Where's the best place to spend your money? How do you go about budgeting? How do you go about predicting or forecasting your growth? So there are a bunch of different steps, and then that might move into, all right, now I'm at that stage. How do I get investment? How can you introduce me to other people to help manage my money? All these other pieces that you can actually work on, right through to the other end, if you are a business accountant, is how am I actually going to set up this business to sell it, hand it over to my children, all the different pieces that come from stepping back from the business. So that's an example. So with you and your business, where are you meeting people? Where is that first step? How do you solve that first problem? And what problem is it creating by solving that first one? So for instance, the example is we're stopping people from getting out of overwhelm. Excuse me. Once they're out of overwhelm, they don't have an excuse. There's nothing in their way. So ideally they're ready to make a decision. So the next phase is, what decision should I make? And then from, yes, I've made the decision, I want to go there. How do I do that? Okay, so it'll be different for every single business, but every single business will have this. And one of the great opportunities, I think, especially for people in less service-based industries, is I've been doing a lot of advisory work with e-commerce of late. And they tend to look at what they're offering is as a catalog of products. But I want to start them understanding that they don't just have a catalog of products, they've actually got a story to tell, or at least here's the first product that I would choose, and then here's the next product after that. And because I bought this product, it means that I should buy this product next. And usually that's because I had a problem, it was solved, which opened up the opportunity for another problem that I would like solved, which they then solved with a new product, and then opened another opportunity for a product that they had to sell. Okay, so that allows you to have an infinite amount of products and services. You just need to get very, very niche into the specific problem you're aiming to solve. My name is Russell Pearson. This has been Tactical Tuesday. We do this every single Tuesday. And if you are new to the Future Proof Business Group, we're doing it all here. If you're seeing this on YouTube, which is sometimes where I put the Tactical Tuesday after the fact, go to Facebook and look for Future Proof Business Group and join us so that you can get this session live and you can actually be part of the audience and have a little bit to say about what we talk about during the week. Now, next week, so not this week, but next week, it is the first Thursday of the month, which means we're going to have our Zoom session on the first Thursday of the month. So put that in your calendar. That's at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. And every week we've got a Clubhouse. Look up Future Proof Business Group Clubhouse, and you'll be able to join us there for a conversation about tactics that you can add to you and your business. My name is Russell Pearson. Stay passionate, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.